This is my 6th time 10-day course. So my first time, it's in 2016. I found about Vipassana in a book, Art of Living. After I read it 4 times, then I choose to experience. Many changes happened to me. My awareness is different. My anger's literally maybe 60%, 70% gone. And I feel happy, really happy.
It gives you calm and quiet mind and less distractions, I would say. When you are meditating, then you feel that. And my main purpose was to get kind of a relief and stress relief life from the work. So I think I got it.
My first course, I was not prepared. I just came on a whim, like 4 days in advance. The questions that come up in your mind, the stories your mind will invent to distract you from staying focused, the pain it will start to create to distract you again. But nevertheless, I worked through it. 3 months later to come back here to the same place, and this time full knowingly what I will expect, how I will feel. But again, my mind created new challenges because still sitting 10 hours with yourself is every time a different experience. You will have the highest highs and the deepest lows. The highest highs and the deepest lows are both sides of the same coin, and you can't have one without the other. After coming out of this course, and especially my first course, I was talking to a lot of friends back home, and I was telling basically all of them, you have to try this. It's super hard, maybe the hardest thing you will ever do, just mentally, but in the end, it will be worth it.
Definitely was a deep experience to discover Dhamma, to cultivate peace, love, happiness, and things in life that are valuable within me that I want to continue. Dhamma Kuta was the perfect destination, the perfect home place to do this seminar, to do this course, and I'm so glad that I followed my gut to do my Vipassana here. I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful.
Yeah, it was a really intensive experience. Helped me a lot to understand different things.
Yeah, I think it's hard to explain what it's really like. You have to make the experience yourself. I highly recommend to do that, and in the end, the work you put in, it's really rewarding, and I feel happy and confident to continue this practice, and I'm glad I came. I really enjoyed the discourses in the evening that gave a little bit more structure and meaning to everything I was doing. For example, when certain things happened during the day and I had a certain struggle or problem, and then funnily in the evening the lesson in the discourse was exactly about the same issue, so it kind of makes sense to watch that and give you more perspective. Me personally, I'm a very imbalanced person, so I am going towards either extreme. Something is very nice and I'm like overpowered by joy, and then something is very bad, I make it even worse. So for me, the best lesson is to just keep in mind everything changes and become equanimous. The best part was definitely today when the silence was broken and you start to talk to everybody you've been sitting next to at lunch and dinner or in the meditation hall, and you feel like you really know these people and you notice certain things, and then you start talking and they feel like they're your friends even though you never talked to them before, and that's really special, the whole atmosphere.
The first 10-day course I sat, I did it around the Christmas New Year period a few years back, and through a bit of an emotional roller coaster for the first few days because I didn't know what I was expecting, and it is a very big change to your everyday routines. moving into that kind of like the schedule of Vipassana. And physically it was very challenging, especially over the first few days. I persisted and I stayed there, and I think I had some really interesting breakthroughs around physical pain. I was in a lot of physical pain. I was able to kind of reframe it in a way to basically take the emotional edge off the pain, and that was really, really profound. And I actually ended up taking, from about day 3 onwards, I ended up taking the course incredibly seriously. By the end, I felt an enormous amount of empowerment, because it gave me an insight into my mind and to things which I've always kind of taken for granted, as I'd never be able to tame or control. And I was really able to kind of see them for what they are, and like that gave me an enormous amount of confidence to kind of basically take on any challenge in my life and work on any part of myself.
It was very deep, very showing, many new realizations, and it feels like a beginning.
I came to Sri Lanka just a couple weeks ago. My friend suggested these Vipassana courses. A long time ago I met this friend. She's like, you have to do these Vipassanas, and I've been putting it off. Finally, I noticed there was a nice looking one here in Kandy in Sri Lanka. I was like, you know what, now's the time. It's the end of December, about to start the new year. So I went for it. I just decided, I'll just show up, and I didn't do any research. I didn't read anything about it. I had no clue what to expect. I just came in no expectations. All I knew it was going to be difficult. Came here day 1, you really get to see. You sit down for 2 hours in the morning, and you get to see, like, wow, okay, I have no control. I have zero control of my thoughts. You're supposed to just focus on the breath, and thoughts come in. I could see them coming up, down, left, right. I could see thoughts I had 2 songs playing in my head at the same time. While the thoughts were coming, it was just madness. And I was like, it's kind of scary. It's daunting. Like, wow, I have no control of my mind. The first 2 days, a big struggle. I was like, I'm not going to leave. I have to stay. I have to see this through. I need to get control of my mind. And then on day 3, day 4, you start to have a 1 minute, 2 minutes of just focus on the breath, no thoughts coming in, and start to have some peace and some calmness. And it was such a relief, potentially life-changing if one continues to practice outside. And I couldn't recommend it enough. It's an amazing facility. They were so kind with the service, and the food was really nice.
Every day we don't get good days. There are bad days too. So how to react, how to maintain a balanced life, that's what I really learned. That's what I really wanted to learn also.
And I came from my first Vipassana meditation course here at Dhamma Kuta. So we live in a very busy world, and whenever you stop for a minute for a day, you put away all the distractions, the phone, the books, the journal, you realize how loud your mind is. And during these 10 days, my mind has been the loudest throughout my entire life. Quite an intense but an amazing experience. And 2023 has been one of the most challenging years of my life. I went through a lot. I needed a way to purify my mind and to find some more grounding, and this technique provides a very tangible resource to help you in those hard times. So from tomorrow on, I'm very determined to use it.